You want to heal your inner child, right? I feel like this has become more and more mainstream, and especially for those who have already began their spiritual healing journey. But most importantly, many of you may feel stuck. So if you're sitting out there going, man, I want to heal my inner child. In this video, I'm literally going to lay out steps on how to do so. And I promise it's not as difficult as what you may think. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jenna, and if you're new here, I am so freaking pumped that you're here. I'm even more excited about this topic because I think a lot of people want to do this. Like, I want to heal my inner child and feel safe and supported and attract abundance like a damn queen, but I don't know how. There might not be a lot of people guiding others on how to do so, so I hope this video is helpful. And in all honesty, I'm always healing my inner child and doing shadow work because I don't think it ever stops. Because new and more exciting things pop up for me to heal. But the interesting part is the more that I work on myself and set healthy boundaries and I release those traumas, I feel so grateful, so aligned, and so abundant. If you were going to tell me 5 years ago that this is how I was living and felt, I would not believe you. But before we get into the tips, I want to say, 1, this isn't as difficult as what you may think. It isn't something that is only available for gurus or elite self-healers. There are so many ways to jumpstart this process. For example, a client of mine recently just started writing 1 sentence of something that she was grateful for before she picked up her cell phone in the morning. And it literally changed her life. The second thing is you need to become aware. I'm going to say that one again because I feel like it's just going to blow your mind. You need to become aware. This is the most important thing that your inner child needs from you. And you may be sitting and thinking, what do you mean? And honestly, that is the first thing that I want to talk about. All right. If I could tell you one thing, and if everything else in this video just goes away and it was no longer something that I was going to talk about, and I had to pick only one thing that I was allowed to tell you and help you heal your wounded inner child, this would be it. All your inner child needs is to be seen, to be heard, and to be loved. The moment you become aware of your inner child, and you start to see them, you start to hear them, and you start to love them, which is also known as reparenting. This is about 80% of your healing process already done. All right, I just needed to address that. On to the first tip. Our inner child lives in our first chakra, the root chakra. And this chakra is for safety and security. It also is the foundation of our whole system. This chakra helps you to feel belonging as well as connects you to your tribe. This is where beliefs and programming, where you run on autopilot, is also stored. For example, this is where you learn what love is. We take all of this information as we're growing up and we start programming it within our subconscious mind. If you are raised in a dysfunctional family, that is brought into your subconscious mind. And even though as an adult, you consciously say, I want to live in peace and abundance and just live an amazing life, it's going to be difficult because your subconscious mind is what's running the show. And you may also hear me say about the law of attraction, it doesn't attract what you want. It attracts what you are, and the what you are is your subconscious mind. So anything that lives in there is what is going to be portrayed out into your movie, which is also called your life. So what are some things that you can help get yourself back into your root chakra and bring that inner child back into balance? Number 1 is breath work. I absolutely love breath work. When you watch other individuals of self-healing, they may talk about this being prana. Ralph Smart always says, bring in that beautiful ass prana or whatever his phrase is. It always made me laugh. But then I really understood after I took a couple of deep breaths and was like, wow, I had no idea I was shallow breathing. So taking in a nice deep breath, there's so many other types of breath work out there as well to help with like anxiety, depression, anger, etc. So you can definitely take a look at that. But taking in a deep breath, to start, you can just do 4 counts in and 4 counts out. So 4 counts through the nose, hold, 4 counts out through the mouth, hold, and continue doing that. Just a note, you may get a little lightheaded at the first couple of times of you doing breath work, but don't get disgruntled. Keep working with it because it really is beneficial and it will help you get grounded. Speaking of grounding, another tip for grounding is just taking off your shoes, your socks and shoes, and putting your feet directly on Mother Earth. Get those toesies in the sand, put them on the cement. I know that isn't as great, but grass, anything, because we're always constraining them in shoes. And once you get on that earth, it is immediately going to ground you. It is so powerful. It's so crazy how it works. You can even pound your heels into the ground to help kind of reinforce that motion. On to the next tip, mantra work. This is going to be affirmations. So as I mentioned, your inner child needs you to hear them. And also they want to feel seen and feel loved. So you can do that with using mantra work or affirmations. Another cool technique within mantra work or affirmations is what they call a mirror technique. This is something that I learned with a book called You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hayes. And she talks about holding up a mirror or looking into a mirror and literally staring into your eyes, which, to be honest, when I first started doing that, I couldn't even look at myself. So I couldn't even do the mantra or affirmation part because I couldn't even look into my own eyes. So if that does happen to you, don't worry, you're not the only one. Keep working on it. Keep slowly glancing at yourself and giving yourself that safety. You are safe. You are loved. Everything is okay. These are things that you can say while looking into your eyes. Now, once you kind of get over that, you can start saying them throughout your day. I write them also on sticky notes. So I have a lot of sticky notes that have mantras all around my desk to help my subconscious mind always see those. See? Now this next one I can get nerdy all day long about. And as I mentioned, to heal your wounded inner child, you need to be aware of them. And one of the best techniques to do so is guided meditation, because it allows you to meet your inner child directly. These are so powerful because we can feel so lost in even starting inner child healing. I have an inner child healing meditation to meet your inner child. You can check that out in the description below. But you can even go to YouTube and just type in, inner guided meditation, inner child healing. And there's a bunch of them on there. But that will allow you to get a little bit more of guidance. And I've had clients that have told me that they don't have access to their inner child. There's no way to reach their inner child, and that the inner child doesn't respond when they've tried guided meditation before. And sometimes this is because the inner child is so wounded that it recedes back into the depths of the psyche. This is something that we have to be very compassionate with ourselves and making sure that they do feel safe also, and we feel safe, and continuing this work. So being grounded, doing the mantras, as well as trying the guided meditations to meet them and make them feel safe, heard, loved, etc., so that they do come out and play. And lastly, always be a student of healing. You want to deep dive into what your child likes and doesn't like. This is really fun when you're doing guided meditations as well, when they come in and bring something that they want to share with you, almost like show and tell. Or when you ask them, what do you need from me? And they send a whole list of things that they want with you so that you can help them heal and feel safe. And as I mentioned, this healing journey continues throughout your whole life. And once you get to a great standing with your inner child, it's going to be so much easier to notice things that are going to trigger you and allow you to kind of pivot and turn and witness them, bring them to consciousness, and start to slowly make those shadows get a little bit less and shed that light on them. I need to get this off my chest. And some of you may not like it, but I'm going to say it anyway. But I despise excuses, like with a passion. I cannot tell you how much I dislike excuses. And it's mostly because I've made excuses all my life. So it's probably a trigger. And excuse me, no, I know it's a trigger. What I see a lot of times with people that ask me tips on healing and this journey in general, anytime I suggest something, they say, oh, I'm doing everything. I'm already doing that. And I'm still not healing. No, you're not, Karen. No, you're not. That is an excuse. That is you saying that it is not up to me what happens and I have no control over my life. And flat out, that's bullshit. So if you want to start healing your wounded inner child, even just meeting them to start, it is your responsibility and no one else's responsibility. And it's no one else's responsibility to deep dive and learn and understand and grow but yours. So don't make excuses and focus heavily on what's actually going on in your life, because the answers are there and they keep showing up, especially if you keep attracting the same situations and same relationships. I hope this video was helpful. Make sure to hit that subscribe button because I have so much amazing content coming your way. And always, geek responsibly.